Hello. This is a Infinite Campus trick that I use. A little tip. So in the message center, you can send messages to all your students if you want. And how I do this is I go into the message center, and you can create a new message, right? And what I do is I actually have templates that I've set up. And so, for example, I can come in here and I've got an absence template, some event template, like, hey, this thing is happening, and I'm just sending out mail, and I kind of create a little template around it so that I can do stuff. I've got a grade warning one. Um, I've got some other ones, like, hey, it's Sunday, you're bored. Do you want to do something before class starts? And I send out a little message and have students, see something, and maybe they get an opportunity to do something. And so you can actually set up these little templates by letting this say new, and then you come down and you give your template, you give your message something. So we'll say that we'll go test, uh, testing, right? And then what you can do is you can come in here and add some message. Now, the thing that I found in Infinite Campus, if you cut and paste from, say, a Google Doc or a Word doc or something like that, it doesn't work. It more often than not will mess up. It'll put special characters in or stuff, and then it'll look like it works, but it doesn't, and it doesn't send. And it'll look like it's sent, but it doesn't actually send. So my recommendation is you always just type whatever you're going to do, type it right into this field. Now, the way this is set up is that you can actually add some special fields to, like, put in the student name and things like that. So if you come over here to this little F campus field, you come over and it's got all these different things. And I haven't played with hardly any of these, but you come in here to the student demographics. You click on demographics, and then you'll have, like, their ID and their student number and blah, 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 blah. First name, last name. And that's what I use. I'll go first name, and then I'll go back and I'll pick last name, right? So I can have their names will show up in this system, right? Have that there. I can then say, hi, I just wanted to say you are doing a great job. And so you type whatever message, whatever structure you want to have in there. And then if you're going to put in links, then I would just cut and paste a link. So, like, if you're going to say, I'm going to send you a link to, I don't know, some Google Doc. You can go copy that link, and then you can paste that link in. So let me paste one in, right? And I pasted the whole link in. It does have some space here for linking, and you could use that as well. So instead of pasting the whole link in, you could say, click here to see instructions on how to join Udemy. And Udemy is like a little class site. So then I could highlight that, and I can put a link in, and I can insert link, and then now I can actually paste that link that I did. And so now you've got some nice stuff in there. So you can actually format this any way you want. Thanks. Mr. Burnham, right? And so now I've got this set up, and now I can actually go save this, right? And I can go save as, and it lets me do a template name. So I can say Udemy, right? And I say save, and now I have saved a template that I can just send out to any student. All the students or specific students, right? So if I go ahead and close this, okay, And now I go back to my template. I come in here, and lo and behold, there's a Udemy template there. So I can go select that template, and now I can go in and send that on. Now let me go back and show you what I do for my absence, because this makes it really easy for me to just immediately send a message to a student who's not here. So I come in, I say new, I come in and I select my absence template, and it says, yep, want to load that template. So now what I have is I have a template here, and it basically says, dear student, first name, last name, you have an unexcused absence for today, right? When you miss class, and I just say, hey, when you miss class, it's like missing 3 classes your homeschool, and I kind of give them the, like, you are missing a lot of work here that's going to be hard to make up. And then I tell them, what they need to do, right? Have parent or guardian call the absence hotline, and I give them the absence hotline name. And then I also tell them, send me a message in Canvas, or email me, or text me to my Google, my Classroom Google account, and they can tell me, right? Because in my class, I basically say, hey, you're going to get professional points for communicating with me if you're not going to be in class. So if they're in class, they get their professional points for participating. If they're not in class, they get their professional points because they communicated with me before the bell and said, hey, I'm not going to be there, just like you would if you were communicating with a manager. And so I have points, not grading on attendance, I'm grading on professional behavior, right? And then I send that to them, and then I have a little more stuff, blah, 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 blah. And so you can create, whatever structure you want, tell them how you want them to make up work, all that kind of stuff, and then send that off to the student. Now, you can go in and then you say, you got that all set up. You can actually go in and customize this a little bit. It doesn't change your template. It lets you customize just this message. And then you say, next. And now you have an ability to send it. You can send it to all your students, or you can select specific students. Comes up with the student's contact, their parent contact, or the student. So I find the student, right? So some student not showing up, right? I can add their parent, and then I can go in and I can add the actual, student, right? And then I can click next, and it will go off and allow me to send that to them. And so it'll go off to their parent and the student themselves, and just say, hey, not here, right? Unfortunately, it doesn't throw it straight into PLP, so you'll have to actually do a PLP as well saying this, but you can show that, hey, I'm trying to communicate with the parents and student. And I do this right when I take attendance. If I've got my students doing something else and I've got a second, I take attendance and I go, oh, these 2 students weren't here. And I'm like, okay, it's late enough. They're not coming tardy. They're probably going to be out here. I go in and I select this, and I select the students, I select the parents, I push the button, and it's done, right? And it's immediate. So anyway, that's a little quick way where I use the Message Center to send absence emails really quick, really good feedback for the student right away. You don't have to think about it after class. You're just done. Took you 1 minute at the same time that you're taking roll. Anyway, I'm not going to send this one, so I'm going to close this. All right, take care. Hope this was helpful. Bye.